Reporter Sam Husseini and Max Blumenthal have called out Blinken, especially with reporter Sam Husseini being dragged out. He was arrested and dragged out of a press briefing by Blinken for asking, "Why aren't you in The Hague?" This happened right now. My audience members, you guys and gals make this show happen. I know that Due Dissidents will be following up after this show as well. But while we're here, fresh out the oven, share this far and wide. This is happening right now. Shout out to the people of Hotspot. And God, my audience, there's never a day you don't impress me. So here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pull this up here. Sorry about that, folks. Want to make sure this is correct. Let's play it.
The names of those who have been arbitrarily detained and unfairly held hostage, unjustly held hostage, and bringing them home, returning them to their families, returning them to their loved ones. Finally, I just wanted to share this morning.
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. Answer a damn question.
I look forward to answering questions in a few minutes.
You know about Israel's nuclear weapons. Everybody from the ICJ. I was sitting here quietly, and now I'm being manhandled by 2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I am asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asked.
Please, sir, respect the process. We'll have an opportunity to take questions in a few minutes.
Wasn't the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? You blocked the ICJ orders.
Please, sir, respect the process. Thank you.
Oh, respect the process. Respect the process. Well, everybody from Amnesty International. From Amnesty International to the ICJ saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague?
Earlier in the live stream show, I played a video of Joe Biden's farewell address, and he was giving that warning about the crumbling of the free press. These are the final days of the Biden-Harris administration, which shouldn't surprise anyone, especially with the amount of censorship independent media has gone through. What happened right now live on air, because again, there's a couple more videos here that must be played, and I will play it for all of you so that all of you are made aware of what exactly is happening. I'm going to play another version of the video that is being shared online, and it is going to have a better audio. I will raise the volume for this, but let's go ahead and pull this up here as well for all of you to see.
In my pocket, the names of those who have been arbitrarily detained and unfairly.
This is again the same reporter who was dragged out,
held hostage, unjustly held hostage, and bringing them home, returning them to their families, returning them to their loved ones. Finally,
get your hands off me. 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 Answer a damn question. You know about the Hannibal Directive? You know about Israel's nuclear weapons? Everybody from the ICJ. I was sitting here quietly, and now I'm being manhandled by 2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I'm asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asking questions.
Please, sir, respect the process.
Wasn't the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? You blocked the ICJ orders.
Please, sir, respect the process.
Oh, respect the process. Respect the process. Well, everybody from Amnesty International. From Amnesty International to the ICJ saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague?
Finally, we've worked to modernize our diplomacy so that.
No, blink twice. So here's a recent post from Sam Husseini, who was dragged out. He is a reporter. Following this, I tried to ask a series of questions, was carried out and handcuffed, completely excessive force. And I just want to pull up one other video here because this is from Max Blumenthal, because he was also there on the ground. And let's go ahead and pull up this video here as well. This is from Max Blumenthal. He's one of the many founders and commentators for the Gray Zone. He's done some phenomenal work. He's been on the Jimmy Dore show and numerous other people's shows. This is Max Blumenthal speaking.
300 reporters in Gaza were on the receiving end of your bombs. Why did you keep the bombs flowing when we had a deal in May? We all knew we had a deal. Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony, and you kept the bombs flowing. Why did you sacrifice the rules-based order on the mantle of your commitment to Zionism? Why did you allow my friends to be massacred? Why did you allow my friends' homes in Gaza to be destroyed when we had a deal in May? You helped destroy our religion, Judaism, by associating it with fascism. You waved the white flag before Netanyahu.
Questions at the end.
You waved the white flag before Israeli fascism.
We'll have the time to take questions
Your
at the end.
father-in-law was an Israel lobbyist. Your grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirked through the whole thing every day. You smirked through a genocide.
Thank you.
Notice that the rest of the colleagues remained quiet. I wonder. And as we are speaking about a ceasefire that is taking place, it's already been reported that, Palestinians got shot and Netanyahu wants to wiggle out of the deal. So much for a free press or a free society. So much for an independent press that should be respected, even though Joe Biden said that it's crumbling apart. Is this acceptable? No, it's not. But Max Blumenthal, as well as his colleagues who have been speaking truth to power, have wrongly been censored, have wrongly been suppressed, and have wrongly been pushed aside. And yet now they're going to be dragged out. Why? Why? Because they actually chose to actually speak out, to actually bring in facts and information. If you're not upset at the next 4 years of what we could be dealing with, because again, I am very afraid about the future of the press in this country. What will lie in store for us? This is just breaking news right now. We have to call out these bastards, these politicians who think that they know better. Everything here is extremely suspicious. By the way, folks, I'm so glad that CNN and BSDNC is hemorrhaging views, that they're losing their support base. Just heard CNN smear Max Blumenthal of the Gray Zone for calling out Blinken during his press conference. They went so far as to say that he was an activist, not a journalist. So this person right here, Vic B in Vermont, I assume. Thank you so much for tagging myself, Sabby Sabs, Nick, Do Dissidents. Let's hear what CNN has to say, folks. CNN.
Israel's
All right,
deepest
we've been
desire.
listening to Secretary Blinken taking questions on Israel, Hamas, that deal. But as you heard, he was repeatedly interrupted by some cringeworthy heckling by activists, which is highly unusual in a situation.
CNN, your whole life is cringeworthy, okay? Everything about you, CNN, is cringe. The C for CNN stands for cringe. That's what it stands for, which is why you're going broke, which is why no one's tuning in. And I have no idea what the people at Max were thinking by adding your network to their portfolio, which was a dumb decision altogether. Say again?
Heard, he was repeatedly interrupted by some cringeworthy heckling by activists, which is highly unusual in a situation like this. Let's listen to that as he was thanking the press at the beginning of his comments.
Not always the most enjoyable thing, but it is the most necessary thing in our democracy.
Reporters in Gaza were on the receiving end of your bombs. Why did you keep the
So,
bombs flowing when we had a deal?
I'm happy to address questions.
We all knew we had a deal. Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony. You kept the bombs flowing.
I'm happy to address questions when we get a chance. Thank you.
Order on the mantle of your commitment to Zionism.
If you want to finish.
Why did you allow my friends to be massacred? Why did you?
I'm happy to address your questions when we get to questions. Thank you. Thank you.
You helped destroy our religion, Judaism, by associating.
Yeah, I have a statement. Yeah, I have a statement to make. Thank you.
You waved the white flag before Netanyahu. You waved the white flag.
Leave to CNN to smear a real reporter, a real journalist. I don't see CNN talking that way. I don't see anybody at CNN doing the right thing. happening right now. 2 real independent journalists who have been covering this horrific genocide for the past year and more. And what does the quote unquote Biden Harris administration do to free thinking independent journalists? Get out of here. Isn't that fantastic? So much for free press, and especially in Biden's farewell address. Like everything about the Biden Harris administration, it's all a lie. It's all a joke. And it's time for us to move on. But shout out to Max Blumenthal and his colleagues and everybody else that's been speaking truth to power. Time to stand up and do the right thing, as they should. And this administration must never be forgiven for how it was complicit for their handling of the crisis in Gaza. Men, women, children starving, people dying, exposed to disease, elements. So much for that fantastic ceasefire. But will anyone else in that press room be brave and ask hard-hitting questions? No, I'm not going to have you vote on it because the answer is no.